Or two. This is basically me back again uh, with another Trove video. Of course, I don't do many Trove videos. It's been a while. I took a break, a day break, because I was hoping to try to get a better internet connection. I got some better gear, hopefully, um, now, so I'll be able to keep going a little bit longer streams and stuff like that. Basically, they help you guys to get better information on your games, the favorite games that you do play, and basically, it doesn't have to be super popular or anything like that. It's just super different. So that's exactly what I do, and this is what my YouTube channel is about. But anyway, regardless of that, I'll be doing a small grind here, show you how to make some flux, a very easy way to make flux in this game. When you actually get your mastery stuff up, you want to be able to do some dungeons and stuff like that, and be able to keep going. Like I said, when it comes to the beginning of the game, you won't be able to get as much, but as you progress through the game, you get more and more. Of course, there's all to do with mastery, dragons, and so on and so forth. And what you want to look at exactly when it comes to that, you want to be able to, uh, crap, I hate glitches like that. Nothing can stop that one. But anyway, regardless of that, what you want to look at exactly is what what you want to do in this game itself. Like I mean, this daily schedules you can give yourself. Like when you get up to my rank or my level, I'll play this for 40 by 45 minutes every day. That's it. At most, unless I'm helping somebody else out, and then I'll basically extend that time because of the fact that there's not much left for me to do in this game at all. It's very little. Like I mean, I can farm for flux for days, or I can do this and that for days, but there is actually a certain limit for this game in that direction. So we get to look at exactly what this game is. It's actually a grinder. It's actually doing with the gem system. It's actually doing a lot of stuff in the game itself. So you want to be able to look at exactly what you're doing at the very beginning of the game, and when you first come in and hop in and just basically do it that way. Like I mean, you got the gem system, which is basically this type of system here. You got all your different gems that you can actually level up and stuff like that. It's basically taking the same concept of Diablo 3. Now, the other thing is, it does have Minecraft kind of feel to it too, as well. Because every time you mine something, it's in blocks. Like, I mean, see, when it comes to blocks itself, you can build with them. You can change the color with color of them. You can basically build whatever you want in that direction. Depends on what it is and what you're doing. Now, the thing is, you got to look at this itself. It's a complete grinder. It'll basically take you months or even years to play it, but you don't have to go ham on it. This game is not made to go ham on it. That means basically go crazy with it. So what you want to do is look at exactly what it is and what you want to do with the game itself, and how many hours or how much time you want to put into it. This is actually a fun game to play. Just like I said, I've seen players come and go. I've seen a lot of the old OGs or old school gamers coming in, play the game, and do it that way. I've seen a lot of those other people basically coming back into the game after like about a year or two or three break, and to see see what's up. And I see some people basically quit permanently, and those people that quit permanently, I do miss them quite a bit. But it happens. Like I mean, basically I like all players itself. When it comes to that, just different. There's all different types of age groups that plays this type of game. Like I mean, and it's just the way it works. Like I mean, I've seen people like it might sound spooky, but I've seen people in their 60s, close to their 70s, playing Minecraft, just because they're basically playing the game to what they like doing, whatever the case may be, or something that remind them of a game that they used to play before. But look, I mean, you got different types of people out there itself, and different, which is kind of good thing in that direction. So, like I said, if you're interested in this game and decide to pick it up, or even like I said, like my YouTube channel, you can subscribe and basically leave a comment or whatever the case may be. And like I mean, if you are into this game or any type of survival game or grinder, basically I do PC as well. I do like Fantasy Star. I do all the basically all the classic games, but also do some IM games as well. Right now, like I said, my PC needs internet upgrade. We'll be getting that within the next little bit once I get a little bit more money to do it. Just basically because streaming and stuff like that is a bit expensive. But once you get going, it's not too bad, I guess. But it's what it is. So what I'm looking for is to see exactly who's out there, who's interested in these type of games, because it makes it more interesting for me, because I don't mind helping people, and this is what, like I said, my YouTube channel's there for. It's there more for helping people with these type of games instead of them struggling. I see people struggle all the time. Watching other YouTubers basically telling how much money they spent and stuff like that. I'm not that type of person. Like I said, I'll try to get straight to the point if I can, and try to get helpful information. You'll look at some of my short videos. Some of my short videos are made for short because of that reason. And also some of my short videos are made short because my internet as well. So I put two and two together, and that's exactly why I did it that way itself. I'm still basically trying to build up this channel and try to actually push in as many hours as possible into games. I know, like I said, Trove is not the most popular, but I usually take the oddball game and play it. And just because of the fact that it's not a lot of players, but the only thing is, when it comes to, it's basically, it's different. And that's exactly what I look at it. So I look at something that's different, and not play it a lot or play it over. Like, I mean, yes, I could do Minecraft for days. I could do other games for days. And, like, I mean, I could be the average YouTuber by doing that, because it's still trying to grab the audience. I look at these type of games. I look at the audience that plays the oddball game. Like, I mean, even gives it a try. And what I mean by oddball is, it's not a lot of people. That's like, you don't see millions and millions of people playing it, but you see the scattered few that is actually playing it, but they're actually into the game and deeply. Like, well, to me, like Minecraft, yes, people can be deeply into years into it. But if you ever notice, like, I mean, there's a lot of people that's playing it, but it's also short. A lot of short people. Like, I mean, they'll go along, play for a short period of time, and then they'll quit at it and probably never return. They'll wait until something else happens in the game or the next update, then they'll return for just a little bit. But I find these type of games itself, like grinders, they last us quite a bit longer. Even though, like I said, when it comes to legitimate players, their player base might be smaller, but they last longer. Like, I mean, Diablo, for instance, Diablo 3, Diablo 2, Diablo 1, even Diablo 1, people still play that. So that's going back almost close to 30 years ago. So there's something to say to about a game that it's actually going to be there for a while, and that's exactly what I look for. Because I would be looking for classic gamers that's basically doing the same thing I am to a point, and basically to enjoy the games itself for what they are. Not for, oh, I'm gonna play this map today and we can make another map tomorrow. It's fun, it's basically doing the role over and over. But the only thing is, it's short-lived because of the fact that people, like I said, after even after a year. Now, you look at people, like I said, going back to Minecraft, and why I say about Minecraft because this game has almost got some similar aspects to it. Um, like I said, Minecraft, you see people playing like for years and years and years, but then you look at servers that's been up for years. But the only thing is, those servers are very rarely played on, and a very little people that's played on them. Is if you set a server to say 10,000 people, and you want to spend that much money on a server, and then you've got a server that's running, and then all of a sudden there's only like 40 people that plays it. That's very little. Like this game, I've seen it drop a good few times because it's slow on the release on the updates. I mean really slow. That's one of the biggest downfalls to this game because it takes that long. But it's also only a small development crew. You gotta remember that. So even with all the glitches and stuff like that, that a lot of other games has as well, you can actually be able to still play this one pretty decently and be able to get into it. Now the thing is, it's playable, it's stable for what it is, and it's actually a huge game. Like I mean, you might be looking at a map, but every time you actually enter a map, there's always a different layout. It might be the same color blocks. Like I said, it is a Diablo 3 knockoff when it comes to that. So, knowing that, you got to look at exactly what it is. Now, the thing is, if you know exactly what you're looking at and what you're playing, then basically you probably might be a little bit more interested to it. But, like I said, I'm after basically introducing this game to some players. Some of the players will actually say, "Oh man, this is pretty cool," and some of them was like, "Nah, not for me." But you can get that. But when it comes to it, like for the longevity of the game, and what for people to look at the same colors over and over, and the same the same maps, like to a point, and still have many players playing it, just because, like I mean, you've got this massive world. I'm going to show you exactly what it is right now. I'll go to Atlas. You start off down here. You start off at the hub, of course, after doing a tutorial. Sorry, the Atlas is basically lag still, but you got the hub. Then you go from medieval, and then you go to permafrost. You go, and as you progress through the game, you basically get more and more power. So you can get into the Ubers, like I mean, you'll branch off in different directions. So you'll be able to get your full gameplay out of it. It's not just running one straight line. You can actually go along and go back and visit these spots and do whatever you want with them. Now, if you got like players in a party, and you can get them to teleport to you, and you can play together forever, which is a good kind of good concept too, because finding good players playing these games are very, very, very hard. It's not, like I said, this game is not for everybody, but for those that do play this, enjoy it immensely. And this is something that it kind of makes me happy because, like, I mean, I hate going along. It's like me playing Destiny, okay? Doing the Vault of Glass. And it takes 45 minutes to do the run, but it shouldn't take me 4.5 hours. I like, basically, players that stick. Because they actually learn more from it, from a game that they started playing, and they learn more from it from other players as well, so they get better at it. Instead of going along and basically just picking up the game and not knowing nothing, and then you're struggling through it for months to try to figure out exactly what to do with them. So, like I said, this is just pretty much the same thing. Like, I mean, you got to think about it this way. There's different games out there. Like, I mean, I love to be able to get Dying Light 2. I'm thinking about getting that in the future when it comes to it. So, if like I said, if you guys are into Dying Light, or that type of or genre, uh, like I said, I played the first one. Played the first one through. I never done no YouTube video or anything on it, because this, like I said, it was just one of those things. Basically, but I will be doing other games. I'll be doing anime series, as I said before. I'll be doing Final Fantasy. I'll be doing all the other games as well. I'll be doing like, well, RPGs. But the RPGs I love a lot itself, because there's still a lot of replay value, and when it comes to replay value, is what I look for in the game as well, not just players. Like I mean, if it's something I could find that's different in the game, or there's something different in the storyline, like when the part 2 of Final Fantasy VII, a remake, comes out, I want to be able to play that, because I will tell you the reason why. Because of the fact that I want to see if you're actually going to continue the storyline, because the storyline right now is kind of broken to a point. Yes, you got extra material added to the game to a point, but it's not like the original. It's not even close to the original. But if you ever played the original, you can download it right now off a PlayStation Store. For I think it's like $10 or something, or $12. It's not expensive. It's itself, and it's actually worth looking into as well if you are into RPGs. Now, like I said, when it comes to doing everything in the game with that tape, I've been there. I played a true. I played the CD version of it. I do have the CD actually. Got it off of another person. The game usually, so it's for the PlayStation 1, but don't be fooled by the graphics. The gameplay is superb, but the thing is, when you look at the graphics itself, like it's like looking at graphics in Trove. Like I mean, people be like, man, that looks like cartoonish. That don't look right. But you gotta remember, okay, I know Trove looks cartoonish, but think about going back to PlayStation 1 and what made PlayStation 1 iconic is, like to say, the Final Fantasy series games and other games that went along with it. And when it came to that iconic status, it was actually a great huge thing, because it's like, oh my god, it's graphical, it's beautiful in that direction, and it's still beautiful in its way today because of the way it's designed. Like I said, you got like online games. As I said in one of my videos before, you got online games that do storylines, but they chop them up. They don't have the storyline completely completed. What I mean is, they'll go along and make a storyline and basically leave stuff out, or even after you go along and change something, it doesn't make sense and it shouldn't belong, but they do try to go along. This is why when they come up with sequels of games, they'll come up with a sequel, but you know, it's what it is. So, like I mean, just basically, sometimes it's just a money grab, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just play. You know, like I said, it's like Call of Duty. Same thing. Like I mean, they'll come out with the same thing over and over and over and over. Yes, because it pulls in the audience. But if you're playing this same game over and over, and you're only buying it because of eye candy, but then eye candy kind of dies it quickly, because once you see it, you've done it, and then you move on. Look, I mean, I don't go for the eye candy. Never did. Like I said, it's nice to see like some horror games to have more realistic stuff in it, or it'll basically be that much of an upgrade. Instead of looking at something that looks like a package of ketchup spearing up across the wall, you'll get it. Like I said, if you ever played these games, whatever the case may be. Some people are not into them, but you know, when it comes to like looking at something that's a little bit more realistic, yes, I love realism to a point. Like if you look at my ray tracing on my PC from for Minecraft, I love the realism of that. Even though it's still blocky, but it's still more realistic. So that's exactly what I look at, and the way I look at games itself. I don't look at the boring side of them. I look at the more the architecture and the way I can actually improve on them. So even if I'm, like I said, not playing Minecraft currently on my PC, I'm actually probably playing on PS4. You're going to see the same graphics of the PS4. You're not going to see no advancements or anything like that. But eventually, ray tracing will be. It's only a new thing out. It's only been a little bit, and ray tracing eventually will become the staple of games. But it'll be still expensive because ray tracing is not cheap. Even if you go along and buy the lower end ray tracing, even without the GPU shortage, you're still paying double on video cards just for graphics or memory. Just because of the fact that you get that many more options. See, you gotta remember, options in games makes the game look more interesting, but that don't always mean it's going to be interesting. That's the thing. Because, like, I mean, overall, like, I mean, me to go out and play on my computer for ray tracing, any type of game, yes, it brings up more colors into the game. Yes, it brings it, like, if a weapon is supposed to look a certain way, like with a sheen and stuff like that, you'll see that. You'll see a lot more detail, but it's only detailed because it's pushed by the graphics engine. It's not necessarily detailed as to be a realistic. It's a different kind of category altogether. So you got to think of it this way. Um, if it's not pushed by graphics, and if it's normal graphics itself, it's gonna all look the same. But the thing is, I don't even need, like, to see ray tracing as a beautification. Like, I mean, if I'm playing Minecraft, to say, for instance, I'll look at beautification as what people can build, how to use glass, what type of glass to make, or stuff like that. So I find it quite interesting to do it that way, just because of the fact that when it comes to building, it don't have to be ray traced to make it look good. It has to be good at the very beginning, and that was proven by a couple of people already through you at the YouTube channels and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I do agree with that, and that's exactly why I look at it. And so that's exactly the way I look at games itself. I look at exactly what they started off with, in the beginning of what they started off with, and basically their advancements. Now, I love the way ray tracing works, and I love using it. Now, if I had a PS5, I'd probably be using ray tracing more, just to get different colorations or different looks of blocks instead of having it the same. But now, you gotta remember, if everything looks the same and everybody's playing on the same, it's fine, to that point. But have something that looks a little different. Makes it look a little bit more fun, and you also get different color rentals as well. So, yeah, like I said, besides that, like, I mean, I'm pretty much finished my grind on here now. But you can see, like I said, how do I make flux is one way of doing it. It's just basically grinding it out. And I've got 52K. I started off with like 7K when I first came in here. It's not hard to do. Like I said, with getting the bones and stuff like that. I'm going to switch over probably to Curse Vale. I'm going to kill some skeletons over there because I need to replace 9,000 bones, which is about a month's worth of grinding. That's pretty much it. I can probably get it sooner if I use a Neon Ninja, but I'm not going to get much faster because that's a lot of bones. But yeah, for those, like I said, into the channel or just dropping into the channel, welcome to the channel itself. If you are new to the channel, like I said, you can always hit that subscribe button and basically leave a comment. If you like my content so far on video game and video game history and other things, you'll be able to actually just leave a like as well. And I'll be able to help you probably in some games that you're interested into, or whatever the case may be. I don't play all types of genres because I don't certain things basically I don't like what's in the game. It's like everybody else. I don't, like I said. Someone tried to introduce me to Urk. It didn't work. But Ark Survival is one game that I can never get into because it's too many mini menus for one type of thing. Like, I mean, with Trove, it's a few mini menus and you advance. I like the advancements of games, and I love the way those type of games work. Now, advancements and building characters. What's the difference? Usually, not just picking up an axe and chopping a tree. New. Uh, like, I mean, when it comes to it, having levels and advancing your gear is one thing. But advancing your gear, advancing your character, and putting more structure to it makes the game a lot more playable and replayable to a point. Like, like that's why I got into Trove. Like, I mean, because of that reason. Because when I got into Trove at the beginning, about a good few years back, um, what drawed me into it? Ooh, I gotta get some chunks. But yeah, what got me into it is the customizability. Okay, you've got like your gear, which is the C4, it's the highest you can get right now. You get the C4 and you get the C4 rings. You can get C5 probably as a luck drop, or basically not luck drop. You get them from doing your ring crafting and get lucky with it. Well, I'll say luck drop because that makes a lot more sense to that point. Now, but that's the wrong categorization for it. But what I'm saying is, you still got to grind for it. You still get it. You get like basically like kind of like cores for it. You get it for each class that you're playing, and you get lucky with it by crafting rings. And I'll show you exactly what to do because I've got two cores already. And I'll explain this one. You go to ring crafting, and that's the forge. You go to ring crafting. One with the loop. Then I'm gonna see. I don't have any inventory space, so I had to make inventory space. So I'm gonna loot collect here to make some more flux, of course. And like I said, and then I can go to. I'm gonna do the Shadow Hunter here. So I'm gonna do two of these, and hopefully I'll be able to. No. I can only do one. Okay. I thought I had enough materials for two, but I don't. So I'm gonna go along and do it this way, and I'm gonna get a R2 ring, which is a rare 2 ring, and I'm gonna loot collect that because I'm looking for R3. I need one more R3 to actually try for an R5. That doesn't mean I'm gonna get it. But yeah, okay. No, hopefully I'll get something out of this one. It's an R2 ring. Okay, I'm not gonna get nothing today. But the more you grind in this game, the better your gear gets. It just takes time to actually get there. Now, if you want to, you can actually farm for materials. You've got this is a basically a sheepstone. Of course, you've got infirmium. Infirmium basically is a yellow brick. You can farm for this, and you can get a dragon from it if you get enough of them. Dragons is a great huge staple in this game. Like, I mean, I've got all the dragons myself. It took me a long time to get them. It's not something you're going to get overnight either. You might be spending months and months getting your dragons. Like, I mean, you can spend, I think it's like roughly about 4 months, 4.5 months, and you can have all the dragons in the game. So, what you could do is look for all the dragons first, or try to get all the dragons. But I wouldn't recommend that because the thing is, it just takes that much time to get dragon coins. What is a dragon coin, you ask me? Well, first off, a dragon coin is one of these guys. I'll show you in a second. Dragon coins. There we go. Basically, dragon coins itself, you collect them. It's like collecting Pokemon. You collect them and sit until you get them all, and boom. Until you get all you need. You can buy other stuff of different dragons too. That comes every week. There's one called Luxtor. Luxtor dragon is actually a golden dragon that shows up in the hub. There's another dragon that shows up as well. Basically, it's the corrupted dragon, which is kind of like the opposite of them. You can use, like I said, the cores and stuff like that, a different type of thing to trade with him, and so on and so forth. So basically, depends on what you're doing with the game itself, and what you're looking for. You don't want to go for the same stuff you already got, unless you're trying to make flux, and then you can actually use that just to make a couple of K flux, whatever. If you are actually at the end game and you have absolutely nothing else to do, like me, basically helping someone else to play the game, it makes the game a lot more interesting, a lot more fun, and that's exactly what I look at. I look at the fun factor of this game, and it still has some appeal to me, even after all these years. And pretty much, like I mean, it's just what it is. But anyway, we'll be doing probably another stream later on, if you guys are interested. Like I said, I'll be doing Minecraft later on. I'll be also doing, like I said, my anime series. I've already got the lineup for that. Something that I was thinking about doing like back 2 years ago. I just didn't have the gear and stuff like that to do it. But now I can actually do it, and I can actually do it a lot better. But now I'm getting into this stuff, and basically to help you guys out and show you exactly what type of games and stuff is out there, because there is a lot of games out there. I mean, lots of them that is basically remade from the classics. Some of them are just basically remade or remodeled once again into something else. So it depends on what you're into. Like if you're into RPGs, like I mean, I'm into RPGs myself. But if you're into RPGs or just MMOs, if you're on PC or if you're on here on the console, like I mean, like I said, what you could do is just like I tried to get more players interested in the game, so to be able to get try to keep a rotation going with some of these games, because a lot of people don't even know these games exist, because there's very little advertisements, and so on and so forth. So what happens is, with the advertisements and whatnot, and since there's so little of them, it makes a big huge difference. Because what happens is, with the least advertisements that you get, the harder it is to get the public's attention. Like, I mean, there is a few advertisements for Trove, but it's not many. Like, I mean, unless you're talking to somebody that plays it, and then you're like, oh, that seems interesting. And then you try it, and it's like, oh, that's what it is. Yeah. It's not, like I said, it's not an everyday type game. Which is quite interesting, too, as well, because, like I said, when you get players, you want to try to hold on to those players as long as they can, and basically try to keep them interested, even if it's only for a year, or even if it's only a few months. At least you get into it and say, okay, this game is for me, or you can say, oh, it's not for me, or whatever the case may be. So they still make their own choice at the end. Like I said, for people that played these type of games, are still playing it. Like, I mean, people still play Phantasy Star, and that's been back in since what was it, 1999, when the very first version of it popped out on the Dreamcast, and people still play it even today, just because of the fact that you've got basically that many more people playing these type of games. You get a lot of OG gamers or old school gamers. You get, like, these stick together. That's the thing. Like with Trove, people stick together to a point. Like you got to remember, like when it comes to the grind, it's not about, oh, I'm better than you. It's not like, oh, I just shot like 1,000 people. You couldn't even get one. That type of competition. It's basically a community that's working together to try to get all the information and stuff about the game. So when new players do come into fruition, they work together and try to keep basically the player base up, so the game does not go stale. That doesn't mean they're going to actually play it together with you. It is basically, just say if you got a friend and say, hey, I'd like to be able to play this game with you, okay? And what happens is, when you got something like that, you could basically pull in some of your friends and do it that way. So just think of it this way. Like I said, when it comes to the gameplay and game style, like I said, it makes a big difference at the end of the day. So what you want to look at is what you're into, what you like to follow and and subscribe to, and be able to actually keep your game community going. Because that's exactly like I said, the way YouTube and everything works as well. Like I mean, you're not going to follow like I said every jump or anything like that. But the only thing is, you want to look at exactly what they're doing, and if you're interested into the game or want to find out more information on the game, you can usually ask them. Like ask them to the channel, or basically leave a comment and say, hey. But they'll eventually come back to their channel and look at some of the old videos, because that's what I do. I look at some of the old videos. I don't leave old videos behind and say, oh, I don't need to worry about them anymore, because that's basically like, it's crazy. And it works so well doing it that way, because then I can actually find exactly what's going on, what's being played, and it helps me to do a lot more stuff too. So I can actually better myself into the game knowledge. Like I said, I've got, like I said, a lot of time here playing on these type of games and other games as well, not just this type. I played a lot, every single horror genre game. I played a lot of them on the original PlayStation. I played them on PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I played them on Super Nintendo. There is some Super Nintendo games out there that's horror genre, even though it doesn't have the graphics, but it still has some jump scares that actually kind of like can wig you out pretty decently. So, like I mean, they've been around for a long time. But this is not a horror genre game. It's just grinder. But you get the point, you know. And the thing is, I love, like I say, horror games. I love RPGs. I like MMOs. MMOs just brings a community together. RPGs is great to play solo, and looking at the storyline, and even challenge yourself to the hardest mode, and so on and so forth. So it depends on what you're doing and what you're viewing. Yeah, that makes a big difference. Now, like I said, for me with Minecraft, you probably see me on there sometimes. I'll be basically trying to actually rebuild a complete city within the future as well. Like I said, I'd be looking for builders coming up for that game itself. And like I said, I know this is not Minecraft, but I will be looking for builders and experienced builders itself. But you don't have to be a professional builder. What I'd be looking for is somebody that can actually just lay glass properly and be able to do it, not just sand huts. It doesn't work. But I would be looking for somebody that basically can help themselves. I've already got one already built on there. And I'm looking for people that can work together and play together. And that's just it. Not one person going along and say, "Oh, I've got all options. I'm gonna go along and grief." No, I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for, like I said, that type of person. Now, the thing is, I've been looking for that because of the fact that I want a beautification and so on and so forth. But now I'm almost finished with this grind, so I'll show you exactly the idea I have in mind. But what the heck is someone actually trying to? What the? Someone? That's weird. That's really weird. Uh, hmm. Looks like someone tried to grow something, but they're gone. They don't realize that this is on a rotation. Or someone, I don't know. This is weird. This doesn't make no sense to me. I don't think I'm even getting the seeds. Unless this is a new thing they added. But I very doubt it. Like, I mean, you could grow to, if there's any type of seed, you don't want to grow them outside of your club world because you will actually lose them. Uh, because, like I said, with this is on rotation. Uh, is like, I mean, you can actually, yeah. Okay, this guy, I don't know if it's a guy or something. Seems like someone's trying to grow something. Not sure. That was weird. It's the first time I've ever seen that someone try to do that. Well, outside the norm. Uh, but it's what it is. But anyway, let me get to Minecraft, and I'll let you have a look at exactly what I'm thinking about doing, and what I'm after doing in the past. Now, I know a lot of people didn't take on. Some people took on the city idea, but a lot of people didn't because they didn't have the construction crew. I know having different plots and stuff like that, doing whatever. Yeah, and I know I'm talking out of context in a different game, but since all the games are pretty much the same, kind of, this is why I'm doing it this way. So I'm actually going. If I'm going to jump from game to game, I'll let you know exactly what I'm doing. Anyway, regardless of that, guys, like I said, if you like my channel, you can subscribe. I will be doing more of different games in the future, as long as my internet don't act up. Because, like I said, it's just doing the streams and stuff like that. Right now, my PlayStation 4 is the only thing that's got the upgraded internet. Like, I mean, because I'm using Powerline right now. If you're wondering what Powerline is, you can check it out. It's better than Wi-Fi. If you are running under a Wi-Fi connection and you got like a crappy internet, I would suggest getting Powerline because they are a lot better. Basically, your videos and stuff don't become as choppy, so you can go and check it out, and you can buy that in any Best Buy or any Circuit City or anything like that, and be able to better your internet service. Now, not the internet service. If your internet service is crap, it's going to be crap. But what I'm saying is, it'll be able to give you longevity, and also, I mean longevity as when you plug it into a wall, it actually uses your internal electrical as your internet connection, and that's exactly what I'm using right now. Just to let you know, but I'm only can do one system at a time, so I need another few dollars to basically do others. Plus, I need another uh, power bar or power junction to actually go along and extend my internet to my computer. This one's for Netgear that you can plug into two devices at a time. If you got three or more devices on your Wi-Fi, what it does, it goes along and changes your Wi-Fi to wired connection with it running wires through all your house. So it makes it a lot easier. It's a little bit expensive, but over time it'll actually save you a bundle. So that might be an idea for some of you gamers and some of you streamers itself. So basically, if you got choppy internet or bad Wi-Fi, this is exactly what I would suggest. This is a suggestion from my ISP because the ISPs are there to make money, but this is what is suggested to me from my ISP. Instead of me running wires, like, I mean, yes, I already known about the, like I said, the wired system, and I also know about the Wi-Fi extenders, which are different. Wi-Fi extenders does not do what this does. It's completely different, and you can check it out. You can check it at different stores and stuff like that. And usually, it shouldn't cost you more than 150 bucks. But is it worth it? If you've got an existing internet connection, yes, it's worth it, 100%. But if you do not have an existing internet connection, well, you're not online. So that's just pretty much it. But if you are using Wi-Fi, this would be my suggestion to you guys. And have a good one for now. I'm just going to end my stream here, and I will be switching over to Minecraft on the next one. So I'll see you shortly or whenever. All right, be safe for now. Like I said, if you like my information, you can check it out. Like I said, just basically leave me a like, comment, do what you do. Like I said, and tell me exactly what is your favorite game of all time, and this is what I'm looking for. Just basically some information out there. Just basically to know exactly what is your favorite game? What do you like playing? RPG, MMO, first person shooter, like Fortnite. I don't care. It's just what it is. It's your prerogative. It's your game. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next one, and peace it for now.